What's up, guys? It's the Prophets. So, this is our combined deck collection. It's not the biggest, but it's pretty big.
So there's 85 decks here. Most of them are Connors. I have probably like, what, 10 in here maybe?
Yeah.
The most. So there's a lot of cards in front of us. What we're going to do today is we're each going to pick 5 and briefly talk about them and say which are our favorite.
I would love to go over every single one of these decks, but that would be a really long video. If you want it, comment it down below. Maybe we'll make it in the future. If enough people want it, maybe we will. So I should go for these first pick because I want to pick them. Oh, and we're just doing this off the spot right now because we do share most of our favorite decks are kind of the same. So we're not gonna pick the same decks.
And Connor has purple hair.
I have purple hair. It's not pink and it's not blonde, it's not brown, it's purple now. Rochambeau.
Alright, so I'm going to go first, and what I'm going to have to go with is the yellow verts. They're the Spring-Summer 2016 verts. And we're going to go take a quick look at these. Whoosh! Alright, so this is the Spring-Summer 2016 verts. I'll give you a quick look at the tuck case here. These are amazing cards, not really for Magic, more for cardistry. The design lets you really do anything. And it'll look cool. I'm not really in an ideal position to do anything because I'm bent over my camera, but very general look at these. Nice looking cards. And there's one more thing I want to mention. This line here, it goes straight through the cards, and they're the first verts to actually do that, so they're very nice. And yeah, happy Christmas.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with the blue Saturns, the limited editions. So why don't we go ahead and take a quick look at these. So these are the blue Saturns. We've already done a deck review on these cards on our channel, so if you want to see more about them, go check it out. I'll just go over them quickly. You know, they're really minimal, just like kind of like the Noct deck, but just with 2 little designs here and pretty much standard faces, except everything's bluer and the pips are a little different, but jokers are different, identical jokers, which is always nice in a deck, but they feel amazing. So if you want to go see more, go check out that deck review. And this is my favorite deck of all time, so if you can get one. I don't think they're for sale anymore though.
My next favorite has to be Carpe Noctem by Chris Ramsey. Alright, so this is the Carpe Noctem deck in Latin. That means seize the night. And Chris Ramsey made this deck because he gets all of his best work done at night. And this deck is devoted to those people who are like that. Pretty standard tuck case. It's pretty simplistic tuck case. It's kind of beat up, but it's not really that big of a deal. The cards are still in pretty decent shape for how long Connor's had them. So the flower that's on the cards is the night blooming Sirius. And it blooms in the desert once a year at night, so it's very different from any other flower. I mean, besides that, everything's very standard. Still good cards. If you can, pick them up. If not, just enjoy looking at them.
Alright, so my next deck I have to choose will be the green, these are the Winter-Fall, Fall-Winter 2017 Vert editions. They're really good. They're still in stock, I believe, so if you can, grab a pair. And let's take a quick look at these. Alright guys, so these are the Fall-Winter 2017 edition Verts. And it's literally the same exact tuck case as all of the other Verts, I'm pretty sure. It's just different colors. But the deck has a really cool low poly. I'm not sure, it's hard. It kind of doesn't really come, like camera doesn't do it justice. Yeah, it has like a low poly design on it, and when they spin it looks insane. So this is a really good deck. I'm pretty sure these are still in stock, so if you can, definitely go get a deck. And I know they gave them away for a little bit. That's how I got this one, because I don't really have any money. So I got this one for free pretty much. I just had to pay for shipping. But yeah, they're really cool. They have that same thing where the line goes straight across to the other side of the deck. So yeah, and these are really, really thin. I don't know, they're so incredibly thin. Like if you hold a different deck and then hold this deck, I thought that they didn't give me all of the cards. I thought they skipped me, but it's crazy. These cards are really, really good for cardistry, so get one of these. Go Birds!
Next off, I'm gonna go with the spider deck. I had it.
Say we don't have a box for this deck.
There's no box for this anymore. There was once a box, and it is now gone. There's not really much to say about these other than the fact that they're just cool looking, and there's a spider on the Joker, and the Ace of Spades, which we no longer have.
Alright, so this is kind of what's left of our spider deck. We're missing like most of the cards. Like I said, they're very simplistic. They're just kind of like reversed black where white would be, white where white is. Spider on the Joker and the Ace of Spades, which no longer exists for us. But simple enough, cool deck, get one. And just one last thing about these, if you're a cardist, I would suggest not going for these or anything else with black borders because they'll chip, as you can tell. But if you're just a deck collector, they're definitely a good pickup. They're cool, they feel no different than any other deck of cards, but they're just nice to look at, so yes.
So the next deck that I have to go with will be the light blue edition minimal playing cards. Yeah, so we'll take a good look at these. Nothing really special about them, they're just light blue. This is the light blue edition knock deck. I know they made this along where they came out with the orange ones at the same time, I'm pretty sure. I just really like light blue, that's why I like the Saturns deck so much. And I really like horizontal tuck cases. So yeah, let's get inside of these. So, I mean, they feel really nice. They kind of clump together. Like, I don't know, maybe I'll be able to do this. See, one more time, cut that out. They clump together, so they're really, really good for packet cuts, I think at least. So, yeah, and you know, everything else is really regular. You know, they're minimal playing cards, nothing super special about them. So, if you can get one of these, they're really good for cuts and stuff like that. Not really for spreads, you know, they don't, I mean, they fan kind of well, but other stuff they don't really do so well. They feel like really thick cardboard. But if you can get one of these, yeah, this is like one of my 4th favorite decks, so woo!
Alright, next up I'm going to have to go with the green Monarchs. They're the only Monarchs in our collection. Connor actually got me these for Christmas because Connor's a good guy.
Alright, so my second to last deck, like I said, is the green Monarchs. The tuck case is amazing. It's gold embossed. It's super thick. It's hard to tell, but it's definitely much thicker than any other tuck case. The cards themselves, they handle amazing. The design is just like any other Monarchs, just very simple white and green for these ones. So there's like, I'm pretty sure there's a couple custom court cards in here. I'm not exactly sure which ones. Alright, so the only 2 cards that are really notable to talk about, I guess, would be the Ace of Spades. It's just similar to any other Monarch, same thing with the Joker. But they're just cool because they're different than any other deck besides the Monarchs. So definitely a great deck, really fun to play with, and I would suggest getting these.
Okay, so the next deck I'm going to pick is another Chris Ramsey deck. They're called the Memento Mori deck. This is actually, we have 2 of them, but this box is messed up because I got mine a long time ago, and I just got Tyler these for Christmas too. So let's take a quick look at these. So this is the Memento Mori deck. It's really cool, it's a nice skull. So this was the first deck Chris Ramsey ever worked on. It came out with Murphy's Magic. They just came out, or not just, they recently came out with a all blue version of this deck, which I find to be rather ugly and kind of defeats the purpose of this deck a little bit. So it looks really cool, and it's the only deck I've ever seen I'm pretty sure it's the only deck that does this, where the borders actually fade away as they go away from the skull. So you can see the borders fade away as they get to the corner. It's really, really cool design, especially when you fan in your opposite hand. If you fan in your left hand, you can see the borders fading. See how cool that looks? I can't really fan in my left hand well, but they look really, really cool, and all of the pips and the court cards look crazy because they're really low poly and they don't have faces. It's cool. But Memento Mori in Latin means remember your death. So it's just remember that you're going to die someday to live out as great as you possibly can, a much happier life than you would if you thought you were immortal. So yeah, this deck is really, really cool. Highly recommended. Thank you, Chris Ramsey, for making it. Whoosh.
Alright, for my final deck in this collection, I'm going to have to go with a little bit of a goof. We got the Kylo Ren playing cards. We'll go through and check these out. They're cool, not exactly good for Magic or cardistry. They're just really cool looking. We love Star Wars. Hints coming soon. Keep Star Wars in mind. And yeah, these are amazing. I love Kylo Ren and I love Star Wars, so we'll look at these.
So my fifth and final deck I went with a little bit of a joke here. I went with the Star Wars Kylo Ren playing cards. Not really much to say. It's just a little like paper tuck case. It's impossible to open. Now the backs are really cool because they're just Kylo Ren's mask. Even though they are one way, it's still cool. And then every face is just a different picture of Kylo Ren. It's really awesome. If you're a big Star Wars fan, these joke decks, you can probably get them just about anywhere. They're not really good for cardistry or Magic. They're just cool to have if you like to collect decks and if you like Star Wars. So if you want them, go ahead and get them. This one says it's $3. I don't know how much Connor got them for.
Alright, so the next deck I will be choosing is a David Blaine deck of cards. It's the Black Lions. This is the Black Lions deck, the actual black edition. They have a white edition, they have a red edition, and they have probably a couple more. But, so let's take a close look at these, and there are a few little things in here that I can show you that are really cool. Alright, guys. So this is the final deck. We had to go with at least one David Blaine deck in this video. So here's the one. This is the Black Lions V1 actual Black Lions edition. And if you take off the top seal, you'll see this little little triangle with a circle. And I actually have that tattooed on my body forever. Not because of this deck though. I got it and then I looked at the deck and I saw it and I got really happy. I got it for a different reason that I will not disclose right now. Maybe if we get enough comments asking about it, we'll make a video addressing it. Me and Tyler's tattoos. But so here's the back design, basically, and nice little cool lion on it. It's pretty dope. Let's get into this. And my case is beat up because it's really old. But yeah, it's basically almost like any other David Blaine deck. Just uses his logo. And you know, it's got the same custom faces as all the other. Same ace. I love his aces. His aces are the coolest, and his jokers are super cool. And he technically has identical jokers, but let me find it. It's also not identical jokers. It's really, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this on camera, but you see this bird is holding a card, and this joker, you can't see what this card is, but this joker is holding a card, and it looks to be either the 4 of clubs or the 4 of spades. I can't really tell. You could probably just get away with either card. So that's a magic trick in itself, and I love that. And they come they're pre-shuffled, and I'm pretty sure if you do a certain number of out pharaohs or a certain amount of in pharaohs, it comes in a stack. Now, I don't know exactly what it is or what it's for, but I know that David Blaine loves to use it. And you know, it's got all the custom court cards. That is Daniel Madison, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and he's on the King of Spades. There he is, good old David. Yeah, it's pretty much just like any other one of his decks.
Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, please leave a like down below. If you're new, please subscribe. Do all the other things that YouTubers say. Check out social medias, and we will see you in the next video. Goodbye.